What's up everybody, greetings, Crazy Dino here. So I'm going to go over defense of your castle today. Try to explain to some of you guys that have been asking me about it, the best way to defend your castle against solos and rallies. So to get started, I'll go over gear and Titan moonstones for your gatekeeper. But what you're going to want more than anything is troops. Troops vary depending on what tier you go with. If you go with tier 6, you're going to want around 200 billion to be on the safe side in order to cap a solo, cap rallies, etc. and a savior titan. Out of a savior titan, you want around 300 billion, T6. For the T5s, T4s, and T3s, I'm not 100% sure exactly how many you need. I haven't done the math on that yet. But you are going to want to keep building troops and never, ever stop building troops. This game continues to progress. And each time it progresses, you need more troops to defend. So without any further ado, we'll start with gear. So if you're going to defend your castle with defensive gear, that means you're going to be capping solos, capping rallies, what have you. You're going to want to use this gear right here. So all four of your defense heroes will need this gear on. So the chest plate will be the Guardian's Cuirass of Protection. The reason for this is troop defense when defended, 1272%. That has the most defense of any of the level 70 gear. The enemy troop attack debuff doesn't mean a whole lot, and I'll explain that a little bit later. For the helmet, Protector's Barbute of Protection. Again, it's the same defense as the chest plate, so it's 1272% defense. And then for the offhand, it's going to be the Guardian's Tower Shield of Protection. Same amount of defense as the head and the chest. For the weapon, depending on what troop type you are, if you're Siege, you want the Crimson Steel Maul. And again, this is because of the troop defense, which is 129.6%. It's not a lot, but it has more than any other main weapon. If you're going to be infantry, cav, or arch, you're going to want to use a level 60 weapon. And reasons for that being is, you see right there where it says cav defense, 1048%. So you get a lot of defense from that weapon. And the reason why there's several reasons why you would probably prefer to be Siege over any other single type, and the reasons are is because there's just not any Siege debuffs available in the game. There is cav defense, or there is all the other debuffs for the other single types. So if you're going to use another single type like cav, archer, or infantry, you're going to need significantly more troops than you would if you were Siege. So that's the weapons and the gear. The pets is the Fortero, of course. You want those on all your guard captains as well. If you have regal rings, you want to use those. If not, you can use the radiant rings, but the regal rings have more defense. For the runes, you want to use the Motto Battle Rune of Concentration. That offers the most siege defense. Again, this is for all 4 heroes. Alright, so that goes over the gear. For the Titan. Alright, for your Gatekeeper Titan, the number one things you're going to want, again, if you're Siege, you want the Siege Defense Moonstone, which is the Moonstone of Preservation. Offers 900% Siege Defense. And then the Troop Defense Moonstone, which is just the regular one, which is 675% defense for your troops when they're in battle. For the other moonstones, they're all Titan moonstones. This pretty much is going to vary depending on your preference. A lot of times people like to use this one right here, Moonstone of Resistance. I do recommend that if you don't have a lot of troops. And you can put that in place of either Titan defense or Titan HP, either or, it's fine. I do recommend for the 2 main Titan moonstones that you do need, other than that, the one I just showed you is this one. Moonstone of Debility. This decreases the enemy Titan attack by 90% when troops are in battle, as well as the Titan critical hit, enemy Titan critical hit damage is decreased by 45% when troops are in battle. That'll help. For the traits, I'll go through these real quick, the trait trees, and you can slow the video down and copy them as you need to. A little explanation on this when I get to the troop side of things. As you see, I don't have Titan attack versus T6 or T7. It's just not needed with the gatekeeper. You're not going to be attacking with the gatekeeper, so leave those blank. For the troop tree, scroll through again, as you can see. Probably wondering why the troop attack itself is not very high, or why I hadn't maxed it out. And the reasons for this being is when it comes to troop defense, when you're using defense to defend against a solo or rally, the only stat that's going to matter is the defense stat. And what I mean by that is when you look into a battle report, I probably don't have one for myself, but just to give an example, and that's not a good example, this guy's an HP. If I could find one, the bottom line is you're going to want to look. I probably do not have one. My apologies. So when you look at a battle report though, what you're going to look at is that defense stat bar when somebody hits you, and you would have to scroll down. If you're siege, you scroll down and you see right there at 573%. The amount of that defensive stat that's left over when someone solos or rallies you is the most important. Your troop attack and your troop HP ain't going to mean shit. So you don't really have to worry about that or filling those out. The number one thing is to maximize the defensive stat. So anyways, that's how to defend your castle with defense. So if you want to go HP, in order to, if you don't have a very large troop count, for instance, if you have under 100 billion troops, I highly suggest you go HP defense. With HP defense, you're going to burn no matter what, every time someone hits you, but with HP, you're going to mitigate the amount of troops you lose each time someone solos or rallies you. So this is the equipment gear for HP, and you want to use HP anytime you're invading another kingdom because of Invader Dragon. If you're wearing defense, the Invader Dragon nullifies all defensive stats for both sides, and you will blow up if you're in defense gear. So you do not want that, you'll lose billions of troops. So this is a good setup to have for invading, as well as if you have less than 100 billion troops defending your castle. So the equipment gear on this, again, this is all 4 heroes. Same stuff. The gear is the bolstered chainmail of pride for the chest, for the head, bolstered helmet of pride, for the weapon, the overwhelming iron whip, and for the weapon, the reason being is the troop HP, 339.2%. It's higher than all other than if you're, of course, if you're cav, arch, or infantry, you're going to want to use the level 60 again weapon, just like you would on defense, on the defensive side of, if you're using defensive gear, because the HP is a lot higher. For the offhand, it's going to be the bolstered buckler of pride, and then of course the same rings, same pets, and then for the rune, it's going to be the mighty battle rune of survival, which is the siege HP rune. This is all 4 of them. Have the exact same stuff. That maximizes the amount of HP stat that you have. Again, it's just like defense, you want to maximize the HP stat. No other stat really matters at that point. When you're defending with HP, you can use a higher troop attack or troop attack debuff. It will mitigate a little bit of the attackers, how hard they hit you. But honestly, I think it's better to have more HP stats than it is to sacrifice some of those HP stats for attack stats. For your gatekeeper, your moonstones are going to change quite a bit. And this, of course, this is all opinion. It could vary. Some people might have a different opinion on this. And all these freaking pop-ups. Anyways, so my gatekeeper, I always call it Invader Dragon. But again, this is just for HP defense. So, the Moonstone is the Troop HP Moonstone, the Moonstone of Life, 675% Troop HP when in battle. And then I'm Siege, of course, so I use the Siege HP Moonstone, which is the Moonstone of Craftsmanship. Increases Siege HP by 900%. For the Titan Moonstone, Moonstone of Ability, this is 100% to decrease enemy chances. It's the same ones that I had before. The other 2 troop moons I put in, I left the Siege Defense Moonstone in there. Sometimes if you get a really weak solo attacker trying to hit you while you're in HP, it's a good chance you'll cap them and you won't burn at all, just because of that little extra defense that you added to it with that Moonstone. But again, you can put a Titan Moonstone in there or something, enemy troop attack debuff if you want, whatever you want to put in there. This Moonstone is important if you're in HP, The Moonstone of Alertness, 100% chance to increase Archer preemptive strike debuff. A lot of people don't understand what that means or what the purpose of it is, but I'm about to show you. So when you're in HP defense, archers have what's called a preemptive strike, and that's because of the divine research for archers. When you look at the Inquisitor, this last tree right here, you see where it says right over here on the left, T8 archer attack 400% preemptive strike only when Inquisitors are deployed. Preemptive strike when it says the same thing, but basically it gives you archers a preemptive strike in addition to your Titan. So just to show you an example on the battle report, go to the same report I showed you guys earlier, and where you want to see the preemptive strike is just under the Titan battle report. You see right there, Titan battle details. Look straight underneath, it says preemptive strike. And you see Titan kills, and then you see regular troop kills. The regular troop kills is the preemptive strike of the archer. If you have that Moonstone, the Moonstone of Alertness on, it'll mitigate how many of those troops die when someone solos you while you're in HP. Alright, so anyways, that pretty much covers everything, guys. If you guys got any questions, comments, or suggestions, please give me a shout. Peace.